recording now? Yep. Well, front end, that's obviously what's going to connect to you. If obviously you've told trainers before, this shouldn't look too much different than that. We'll go through that when we connect to the car. Obviously it's easier to explain when we connect to the car. Okay, so first things first, when you get to the site, if you're going to be a member of the Caravan Club or the Camping and Caravan Club, yeah, so the Camping and Caravan Club will show you to your pitch. Caravan clubs, or Caravan and Motorhome as they call themselves now, yeah, they tend to more say you can find it yourself wherever you want to go and then come back and tell them where it is. Well, obviously the Camping and Caravan, they obviously can help, they can actually show you onto your pitch, which the Caravan Club don't tend to, but they may do if you ask them. Okay, so find your pitch, just have a look, if it's a hard standing pitch, the likelihood it's going to be fairly level side to side anyway. If it's grass obviously it can be uneven. So what you do is reverse onto the pitch, have a look, see if the Caravan is leaning one way or the other. If it is leaning, you're going to need to straighten it up. Okay, the only way to straighten it up is by driving the one wheel that's lowest onto a ramp or onto blocks. Okay, so spirit level obviously useful, so you can see how level it is. The reasons why we do make sure the Caravan's level is one, obviously sink, drainage. So if you've got a plug hole this side of the sink and we're leaning that way, it's just going to sit in the sink there and not go down the plug hole or travel out, or obviously the shower's the same. Also the fridge doesn't like being on an angle either.
I'm just going to put in the car, she's scared of that movie.
Yeah, I can understand. Okay. So once you've levelled it side to side, or if it needs levelling side to side, then obviously first thing is handbrake on, get the car out of the way, so disconnect everything, cables and breakaway cable, make sure they're all disconnected before you start driving off. Then what you're going to do is level it front to back. So all you do is, with the jockey wheel, just wind it up or down until you got it level.
Yeah.
Okay. Once you've done that, then you can start putting the steadies down, which are in each corner. Okay. There is a winder handle which I've left inside there. I'll just get my drill, which I'll show you. So obviously we cheat here a little bit because we do a lot of these. But if you've got something like that, or if you've got something like that, you can wind them down a lot quicker, a lot easier. If you're doing it by hand, you start on this side. I would have done all the three with this by the time you've just done one. If you're looking to do that, so you do wind it down to the ground. It's not there to lift it, so it's not a jacking system. It's not there to level it. It's just there to stop it bouncing about. So go around, do all four. Then what I do is that. If it's still got a bit of movement in it, just need to tweak a little bit more.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
So I'll just wind that back up because I don't normally leave. When we're on the bay, we don't normally leave. He's getting annoying with that. That's you've got at least one at the back down. There's unlikely this is going to tip anyway when you get in with no legs down because it's such big and it's straight out. But try and at least get one of the rear ones down if you want to jump in. If you're still connected to the car, obviously the car's
balancing it. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Right. So next thing is start connecting your services. So once you've done all that, you can start connecting services then. So first things first, your gas can stay connected. So if you've used gas before, it's a reverse thread to connect there. Okay. If you've obviously you need a spanner for that.
Yeah.
So it is a reverse thread. You can leave that connected all the time. Don't travel with the gas turned on. Always switch the gas off when you're travelling. Okay, so when you get to the site, you can turn it on. Yeah. All you do is obviously turn the tap. That turns it on. You'll probably be getting other things like these out of the storage which is in that locker. So then you can start connecting other things now. Okay, so the first thing, obviously, there's your rack roll. You've just got a handle just to assemble, which is nothing. It just clicks in. And obviously, you can see. You can obviously go off holding hands if you wanted to go fill the water. But depending on how old your kids are, you can probably send them off and go and get it filled. Okay. Yeah. So give them something to do, which they may enjoy or they may not. Might need a bit of persuasion or bribery. Right. So this is your pipe. So if you can see that there, it naturally wants to curl up because most of the time people tend to store it in the sink like that. So when you put it into your rack roll, just make sure it's straightened out. Otherwise, you're just going to be drawing air out the top of the rack roll. All right. So all you do is just put that in. To get it in, just clicks in. To remove it, just pull back on that.
To trigger.
Okay. Yeah. That's connected to yours. Obviously, it's full rack roll before you start. Then the next thing along, you can see there's two outlets there. You've got your waste master. See the waste master picture there. So obviously they're off holding hands going to empty that as well. So what you've got, two pipes connect into the side of the van here. So they just push in. Okay, just push flush in like that. Your waste master, just sit it alongside. Obviously that feeds into one of the holes in the waste master. What if you can see the shape of the waste master? It's like an L shape, thin at one end,
Yeah.
chunky at the other end. Normally you put that pipe into the chunky end. Okay, so you can see that end there. Look. Normally you probably put it into that one there.
Yeah.
And that will fill. Obviously it will fill all the way up. Okay, if you see there, it's thin at that end. What it is shaped to fit underneath the chassis if you wanted to. But the thin end is where the handle is. You go and shove that underneath the van. You try and drag it out when it's full. It's 38 litres, about 38 kilos. It's going to be
More difficult than you think, yeah.
yeah. So it's probably best just to lie alongside. Okay.
Okay.
You see some people shove it underneath. So obviously some people that's how they want to do it. That's how they want to do it. Okay.
Okay.
That's your wastewater. That's your acro. When you're using your water and you found that is empty, you need to go and refill it. Just check your waste master because the likelihood is the water that's gone in has come back out there again. So your wastewater, the wastewater's coming from your sinks and your shower. Okay. So if you're filling that, your likelihood is you're going to need to empty that.
Makes
Okay.
sense.
Next thing is the toilet. So you see we've got two chemicals. These are toilet chemicals. Pink chemical that goes in the flush tank. So that makes it nice, smell nice when you're flushing it. And that blue chemical is for in the waste tank. That's there to start breaking down the nasty stuff. Okay. Well, I'll just get the key. We'll just go down that side of the van. Hopefully we'll stop hissing out in that corner. Doggy, all right?
Doesn't like, yeah.
No, my dog will be jumping around if he was. Right, so before you use it, toilet that is. So this is your reservoir for your flush tank. Okay. So the water that's there doesn't flush your tank, doesn't flush your toilet even. You've got its own reservoir. So you put a small amount of pink chemical in there and just top it up with water. I tend to use a 2 litre water bottle. It probably holds more than that, but that's the easiest way of filling it. You see it on site, some people have a little watering can or something like that. But I just use a 2 litre water bottle, it's just as easy to top it up. Okay, don't fill it all the way up if you're going to travel with it. Because if you can see, the only time you know it's full, you can see the level there.
It'll slop around when you're travelling.
Exactly, yeah. And if that starts slopping into the van, even though it's pink chemical and water, and it might smell nice, but obviously might not do the carpet any good. Okay? Or the floor. So you can travel with some in there, but don't have it all the way full. Okay? Next
So you're
one is-
almost better off flushing the toilet before you leave then.
Yeah, but you take a bit of flushing to get all
Yeah,
that out.
yeah, okay.
But you can travel with some in it. Obviously, if you obviously look at the size of that, you can't just pull in anywhere. If you want like any long distance, you want to use the toilet, you could actually use the toilet in the van. So you can pull into a lay-by.
Yeah.
I don't know how old your kids are, but any kids that age, you only use about an hour up the road, you want to use the toilet. You can't just pull into anywhere with this.
Right. Okay.
So it's easy. You can just pull into a lay-by and use that if you wanted to. Okay. Right.
But don't you need to connect the outlet? You'll need to connect that.
No, that's nothing to do with the toilet. So you can still use the toilet.
Right.
But obviously that's just water from the sinks.
Ah,
Yeah.
okay.
So you
Right.
could use the toilet if you're stopping a lay-by. You
Right.
just stop for half an hour
Okay.
maybe if you wanted to. Break up your journey as you're going along.
Okay.
All right. Right. This is the waste cassette. So this is the front end. To release it, you see that here? Just lift that handle and it should slide out easy. If it's not sliding out easy, the likelihood is the waste gate it might be slightly open and not completely closed. So that's on the toilet, which I'll show you inside. So if you think that's happening, just push it back in, go inside, make sure that it's closed. Then it should release out easy. Got a handle there, and wheels obviously for easy to empty it. Well, not necessarily make it easy to empty it, transport it obviously. Right, what you've got, which is your cassette, this here, before you use it, you need to put a blue chemical in here. Okay, so the blue chemical is one of them two there. You've got a measuring jug, so about half full or full, depending on how much you want to put in. Tip it in, put about a pint to a litre of water in there as well, and pop it back in there, it's ready to use. Okay, so that chemical is in there to start breaking down the nasty stuff. Okay, when you go to empty it, so obviously once it's full, there are certain emptying points. You don't just drop it down the drain because it's chemicals in there, chemical toilet. So there's emptying points on the site if you go in a caravan club. It could be an external one. What you'll see is a wall, usually around a big funnel with a big hole in the centre of it. So it could be inside, could be outside. So normally you'll have on a map, they'll show you chemical emptying points.
Yeah, we've always watched when we've been camping.
Oh, you've been camping?
So
So you've seen that.
Yeah.
So you'll
watch people wandering around with theirs.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
Yeah, what are you doing? We're going to use a proper toilet. Right. So whatever you do not put that on the wall Right, because if you go and knock that down the hole, you're not going to be fishing that out. And one, you probably can't see it anyway. So the best thing to do is put it on the floor behind you, or some of the posher ones, they have a little place to put them, so you don't drop it down the big hole. Otherwise, you're in trouble. Then, obviously, once you've emptied it, you could slosh around a bit of water in there just to help it. That there is an air button, so that releases it out easier. Okay. What you've also got, obviously, for cleaning or whatever, you can open that up. And if you can see inside there, it's got a float. You see that? You see that moving? That's an indicator for when this is full. There's an indicator on the cistern of the toilet, and that will light up to say it's full. Not that you can't see by looking down the hole anyway when you're using it. But, okay. The important thing of that is if you go and slosh water around in there to try and clean it out, you go and loosen that, and that drops off, and that goes down the big hole as well. Obviously, it's not going to indicate that you've got a full tank. Okay. So once you have emptied it, obviously then you need to put the blue chemical back in again, and your water, and then you can place it back in and just slots it. Okay? Something you probably won't do, but this is just for winter time, obviously winterisation. Obviously when it's getting very cold, you need to make sure you drain all the water out, because anything, the water that's held inside here is going to freeze. So the best thing to do is flush the contents out into there. The reason for doing that is, one, you're obviously getting the water out of it, but you're also cleaning the pump out as well. Any water held in that pump, if that freezes, that cracks, obviously that's going to damage it. This pipe here, which just sits on this little plastic ledge here, has to drain that down, so just drain the last little bit using that. Otherwise you'll be there.
It's like a bleed pipe, then bleed valve.
That's it, yeah. So you just pull the end of it.
Yeah.
Okay? Okay so far?
Yeah.
I think
So.
Right, just wind yourself as you come round. So you've got 2 points at the back for your legs. So you that one side of there. Okay? So it's just the same as the side ones, so you've got one on either side of the front, and 2 at the back. Okay? What you may need, if you're on grass, you may need either a piece of wood if you wanted to, or you can get these feet, you can permanently fix to them, and so each time you wind it down, they're already there waiting for you, so they don't sink in. Okay, if you can see on the back here, we've got bike fixing or rack fixing, or ready to receive one. So if you do decide to put a bike on, or you want a bike rack on it, obviously they're ready to receive that. But you just got to be careful, if you do putting bikes on the back of these things, obviously anything weight-wise, you put a lot of weight near the back of the end of the van, it's going to want to do, well, it's going to want to do that when you're travelling. Okay? So just be careful, obviously balance it out. If you've got everything like awning, obviously move that forward. Okay? See, that's got one lock on, one off. Right, so you have got access under the bed. So your spare wheel, that's where your spare wheel's sitting, just behind the axle, underneath your bed. Obviously there's a lot of storage space in there. Be very careful, don't, as I said, don't put too much weight at the back end. So if you've got an awning at the back there, might not be a good idea, because that's it again, putting a lot of weight. Anything that's light and bulky, so bedding and things like that, can obviously find under there. Okay. Another important thing before you travel, always make sure that you're checking the wheel nuts. Okay, it does tell you on the plate here, 130 Newton meters, or you've got the steel setting, which obviously you've got the alloys, so make sure you're checking them before you go each time. It is very important. I will check them before you go, okay, but make sure you are checking them regularly. Okay, then coming to the front now, this is where you've got your 12 volts, so you've got your battery fitted. So that's sitting in there, you don't really need to take that out. There is a charging system on the van, so as long as you can plug it in, it will charge your battery. And once you've got 240 connected when you're on site, it doesn't really, even though the systems are operating 12 volts, it's the 240 that's obviously powering it more than just the battery. To connect your electrics, you've got your cable inside, this is just ours. You can hear it going cheap because I've just unplugged the electric. So all you do is just slide it on, make sure you push it all the way on, because if you don't, it's got a bit of a gap and it starts arcing, it could weld it up. You're in trouble then, because you can't get that back off. Then all you do is just see that slot there, put it in there.
That's watertight, yeah.
Yeah, and lock it up. Okay.
Okay.
Right. Any questions so far?
Don't think so.
No, that's good. Well, it might just be I've just put too much information in already.
No, I think it's...
Yeah, I'm going to say is, once you get used to it, in half an hour, quite easy, you'll be set up in half an hour. Not necessarily all in, but the van side of it. If you've been camping, you could take hours setting the tent up and...
Pretty proficient now.
Oh, you're proficient. Well, you can leave all that behind now.
It might take longer.
No, it won't. Honestly, it won't. It won't. Once you... Because we used to have a trailer tent, and that used to take 2 or 3 hours to put that up.